Assalamu Alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's video I want to share with you some of the changes that I've made to my portfolio very recently. So on Monday I think it was, I've actually sold out of 2 stocks and then bought a lot of stocks with that money. So I'm going to share with you what I bought, what I sold and so on. As always, this is not financial advice, this is just to be transparent and hopefully inspire someone out there to kind of get on to basically get into investment in the stock market and so on. Everything you see here is my real money, the money that I actually put on. I've invested for 54,000 in this account. Okay, in fact it's slightly less than that. Some of the profits I've taken, everything, I've never taken a penny out of this stock basically portfolio. I've been adding money to it every single month since I've started in 2020, and I'm going to continue doing that, and I'm going to continue sharing it as long as I can, inshallah. That's the plan. If you like this kind of content, please give the videos a like. It really helps the channel. It helps obviously other brothers and sisters to join us in this journey and hopefully inshallah make money as well as the halal way. That's the most important thing. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the two. First of all, one of the companies that I've completely sold out of, and that was KLA or KLA Corporation. This company has been in my portfolio for a while. Based on what is happening in the economy right now and everything that has happened in the last couple of basically this year, it's not scary. I'm not scared or anything. It's just the fact that when you look at my portfolio, there's a lot of technology companies, and right now they are completely out of favor. And not only technology companies, I actually own within this sector, within the basically semis, I own Qualcomm, I own Broadcom, I own this company ASML. So I'm actually, I think it was like 7,000 to 8,000 pounds of just worth of stocks on just this semiconductor companies. So for that reason I've decided to completely sell out of KLA. There's nothing wrong with the company. Okay, like I've said to you guys, honestly, genuinely, it's a great company. It's undervalued at the moment, but I had to take that little profit that I had and then put that money to work somewhere else. Okay, and when you look at this, almost 15,000 pounds of my overall portfolio is actually coming from technology companies. So I'm trying to diversify slowly, and this is something I've been doing for a while. As you can see now, healthcare is almost 11,000 pounds. When you look at industrials, again another 10,000 pounds. The other consumer defensive is actually catching up. It was only 4,000 not long ago, and right now basically it's almost 8,000 pounds. So it's catching up. Materials is almost 6,000 pounds. Okay, consumer discretionary 6,000 pounds. So we're getting there slowly. Okay, even real estate is almost 2,000 pounds, and financial is on 1,000. So it's slowly getting there, but I want to have a diversified portfolio that is very much, balanced. I love technology companies. I'll probably be overweight a lot okay, in terms of the technology side of things, but right now I felt like it was the right time to sell KLA, and I will show you the sale in a second. But I want to get to the second part of the video, and that's to talk about the one of the ETFs that I had 2 ETFs in my portfolio, and I completely sold that one, and I'll tell you why in a second. So the 2 ETFs that I have in my portfolio are the world one, so World Islamic ETF, as well as the US. And what I did over the weekend was I sat down and I was looking at the expense ratios and see what's changed. Is there anything the companies has changed and so on? And this is something I mentioned as well in the last video. When you look at the top 10, so let's just click less here and I will show you what I'm talking about, because the top 10 companies in these 2 ETFs is identical, and that was really concerning. Because look, if I change now, watch what is changed, right? The last 3 stocks change. Shell is no longer in the other one, and CRM or Salesforce actually pops here. Watch, that's the only difference. I don't like that. Okay, I genuinely don't like that. And it's weirdly, one of the brothers have actually emailed, basically put comment recently, and it's basically saying the same thing. And that was the day after I actually made the change to the portfolio. So it's not just me that's thinking this way. And 5%, almost 5% is just J&J. I already own J&J, and it's my biggest holding, right? And then when you go to this portfolio, almost 8% is J&J. right? So for that reason, I'm just tripling when it comes to J&J and other companies that I own in my portfolio. So it made no sense to own the US companies when majority of the US companies are already in this world one. And I like the world ETF better because it's a bit more diversified. Okay, if we go back here, you will see the diversification. So you've got 61% obviously in the US, but you've got also other countries like France and Spain and so on. No, France and the United Kingdom, Canada, and so on in that as well. So I've completely sold out of this ETF here. Okay, so that's the US based, and just kept the world. And the reason, like I said to you guys, expense ratios and all of that stuff is still the same. Nothing has changed. It's 0.30, right? And that's good in terms of distribution. In terms of dividends, it's still the same. Nothing has changed. Everything is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But the world is a lot more diversified. 346 companies in there in comparison to, I think it was about 100 something. There we go, 117 different stocks in there. And when it comes to the total expense ratio, it's still the same, and they're still paying that dividend. So nothing has changed. But I'll be honest with you, in terms of performance as well, there's not much of a difference between the two. So for that reason, anyway, I've decided to completely sell out of the US version of these ETFs and just to keep the basically the world one, just to have that little bit of diversification. And I will be adding more to this ETF in the coming weeks as well. Okay, so what I've decided to do with that money is this. So I'm going to share with you now basically what I've done with that money. And based on what's happened in the UK, especially to the pound in the last few weeks, I made the decision to buy more UK based stocks, because it makes really no sense buying US stocks right now. Although I did buy one US based company, majority of the money that I made from selling KLA as well as that ETF went straight into this. Okay, and I'll share with you, there's a couple of more buys I made recently, so I'm not going to share that with you guys. I'll be doing a video this weekend and I'll share everything, the entire portfolio. But what you see right in front of you right now is the change, where the money went basically. So I've basically bought 2.6 shares, which I've shared with you guys in the last video, so that's no surprise. And the 2 other shares I bought it recently, so that's nothing to do with the money, but the money went straight into these 4 companies. So I bought 10 shares of Rio Tinto, I bought 8 shares of RB, I've 10 shares of Unilever, and almost 17 shares of Segro. And every single one of these companies pays a nice dividend. And if you include everything that I bought in just the last 24 hours, basically just this week, okay, it adds up £76 or and a half, basically 76.55 pounds, okay, of total income in the year to come, inshallah. As well as that, I spent £2,222 overall buying these companies. Like I said, 2 shares of that was basically something I bought in separately completely, but 2.6 shares of this company came from the last video. If you go watch that video, the reason why I actually added to UPS and so on. But there you have it. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys, just to be transparent and show you exactly what happened. And as you can see here, look, so that is the ETF completely sold out. That's why it says sold. Then I've sold I did the order together, but it kind of split anyway. So about just over £1,000 something pounds, I think it was 1,200 whatever, and I made a little bit of profit by selling these 2 companies. I think £660 there, and then the second part was, so overall I think about 90 something pounds selling this stock here. Then that money straight away, as you can see, 8 shares of RB, little bit, half of that shares went in here, 10 shares of Rio Tinto, 10 shares of Unilever, Segro as well, and then basically UPS. That was the £400 that I spent in the last video when I talked about that, and that was 2.633 basically of shares. There you have it. So that's overall what I've done with that money. And I'll be honest with you guys, just right now I don't think I want to sell any more stocks. I don't think I I will definitely be buying more in the next few months. I had a very good look at my portfolio and I realized, you know what, right now it was just over. And because I've been buying a lot of Cisco as well, although Cisco has a very low beta, I couldn't, the one thing I kept coming back to was the fact that I've got ASML, I've got Broadcom here, okay, and just those two companies I've put what, over £3,000. As well as that, we've got Qualcomm, okay, and then we had obviously KLA. So for that reason, I decided I absolutely love Qualcomm, I absolutely love Broadcom as well as the ASML. So KLA was the only one that actually I didn't have a high conviction. So for that reason, I thought, you know what, we're gonna get rid of it. But there's nothing wrong with the business. It's still undervalued. It's still a great company. Really down quite a bit for this year. Okay, almost 30%. At one point, this company was trading almost £450, $50 right now. It's trading just above $300 per share. Anyway, that's me done. I hope you like the kind of what I've done to the portfolio. And if you have any questions, as always, let me know. I will be doing full analysis of the entire portfolio, any buys and sells. As you can see, there's some stuff that actually you can't see, but there's some stuff that I actually hid because I want to share that video with you guys another time, probably this weekend. Have a wonderful day. Assalamu Alaikum.